You just tuned it in. Global and worldwide. Hitting you on the one with no delay. Because it's the Fighter's Voice. The Fighter's Voice. With your fighting host, Richard Ortiz. And the formidable co-host, Mr. Cole Escobedo. Remember, every fighter has a voice.
And so do you here in Fresno, California, here at Mad Studios and Productions, the official home of the Fighter's Voice Knockout Radio, knocking out all the competition. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we got an awesome show. We got some recap. We got some future opponents we're going to be talking about. We got a big event coming out November 9th we're going to talk about. The list goes on and on and on, but you know, before I go any further, before I give you more than you can take and handle, we got to knock out those bills with the one and only, the Apache Kid. UFC's, the co-host with the most, the Apache Kid himself. I would say it in Spanish, if I can say it correct, Mr. Cole Escobedo.
We'd all mess that up, dude. I'd even mess that up.
It's all right.
But as always, man, I was wearing my hat the other day, my Dying Breed hat. Speaking of Dying Breed apparel.
Dying Breed!
Like, on the days I don't want to comb my hair.
You got a Dying Breed hat?
I do. It's right on my hat rack. I've got one.
Yeah. He's a buddy of mine. I don't have a Dying Breed hat.
Dude, I don't even remember where I got it, to be honest.
No, I'm just playing, bro. I got a Dying Breed hat.
But I wear that, so I was wearing that yesterday. So we've got those guys, Dying Breed gear and apparel.
Breed.
They're still around.
Dying Breed.
Bobby Salazar's.
Bobby Salazar.
We're out of salsa today. It's in my fridge, dude. I've got it.
It's in your fridge.
It's in my fridge. I've been using it.
They're gonna watch and say, you know, dang well I gave you some salsa.
Yeah, and we can't deny it at that point.
No.
But make sure you check them out. You know, they're in the. I saw them at like a Target in the. Freezer section. I know you hate that, but I saw them in a store.
With the store with the bullseye on it.
I saw them in a store, so they're out there. You can go pick yours up. They're spicy,
Yeah.
dude. Be careful, it's spicy. I know I sound like someone's gonna eat it and be like,
"Hey, did you see that part I shared? Where it was you and they were just tearing up the salsa?
Yeah.
You kept it real though, so I shared it.
I like it. It's tasty, bro.
It's very good.
Someone's gonna try it now and be like, "Dude, Cole's a sissy."
It's very good.
As also
in Mexico, but it's very good.
Mad Production Studios. You can green screen in the back today. Is that what we're using?
Well, I mean, we see a green screen. I don't know if they will.
They don't.
They probably will not on the finished product.
That's for sure.
You know
That's for sure.
Yeah.
And then we had Coach B in here last week.
Coach B?
Back Cave Boxing.
Yeah, he kept blowing me up saying, dude, you shared Donovan, you shared Richard. He goes, where the... I go, we're in production as we speak.
Right.
We're in production as we speak in the back cave.
Remember, if you want to make an appointment with him, though, it's at Coach B 1971. He's got an Instagram. Make an appointment. Get some sweat going on. Remember, guys, it's not for the faint of heart, I guess.
No.
If you're not willing to like work out and actually like grow as either an athlete or just for yourself, don't bother. Save your time. You're going to waste his time.
I think he takes pride in making you throw up.
Yeah.
He really does, man.
He does. If he doesn't make you throw up, then he doesn't feel he's pushing you to your limit.
And you know what he does? He says, look at that trophy down there. Take a picture of that. Really?
Dude, that's where it's won and lost, man.
Yes, sir.
We got our new guy, the Dr. Batista, Dr. Guzman, over at, was it North Fresno?
Yeah, North Fresno.
North Fresno Primary Care. That's their location, guys. We just picked them up. Welcome, guys. If you need medicals, fight medicals, you want consistency, you need to get blood work done, so just go see them. They are used to it. They'll send you guys through all the steps and take care of you guys on that aspect. And as always, doing the big. Thumbs up for Richie Productions.
Thumbs up for Richie all
doing
day.
the whole reason we're doing this, man. But
Yes, sir.
those are the guys helping us keep the lights on. Oh, I like your shirt. Red Wave Tattoo.
Oh, yeah, Red Wave Tattoo. You see the hat, the camel hat right here? I forgot your shirt, dude.
I know. It's okay. It's okay. But you forgot my shirt, so I almost forgot him. That's okay.
No, it's okay. And I had a thumbs up for Richie's shirt, too, that I was going to give out.
See,
I know. I got some of those, too. And we got some cups.
I got a closet.
I got some cups coming up. I'll make sure everybody gets taken care of, man.
But don't forget them. They're across the street from... Well, they're in the same parking lot as the hot dog place.
The hot dog place from River Park. Catty corner from River Park. And if you notice, we use terms like the hot dog place, the place with the bullseye. It's because they're not paying our rent. And we welcome the bullseye in the hot dog place. We'll take more sponsors. And we got a sponsor that we're going to launch that we're just going to kick ass, not anything else. Tuesday show. Next Tuesday, next Wednesday. We got a new sponsor that we're going to announce. And I'm looking forward to it. I'm happy, and it's always good to have an attorney on your side.
Oh, man.
Right?
Dude, you have no idea.
Hey, you know what? Tonight's show, the Fighter's Voice Knockout Radio Show, we're knocking out the competition, and we would not have the opportunity to knock out the competition if it wasn't for the live stream team. Go ahead and walk in the middle of the camera right here, because we do stuff like that here in the Fighter's Voice Knockout Radio Show. Oh, what's happening there?
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. You can see something there? What?
I don't know.
Oh. What was that?
I don't know.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, today we have us not one Avalos, not two Avalos, but three, because they kind of combined themselves together. Even though they're separate, but when they're in the cage, they kind of put themselves together. And that's Jose Avalos, the professional MMA fighter, and we got younger brother making his professional debut, the Land Shark, ladies and gentlemen. Go like this, the Land Shark, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Chris Avalos, who'll be making his professional debut November 9th. Enough said. Welcome to the show, guys.
What's up? How you doing,
What's going on, everybody?
I know it's kind of a long intro, man. We like to have fun, though. We're not here anybody telling you what to do or whatever, and it's our show. We're going to have fun, and we welcome you right here. First of all, I'm going to cut right to it. Code, jump in whenever you want to. How does it feel knowing that both you guys, for the first time, I'm not talking about as children or playing on the same team or younger brothers, are going to be on the same professional card? How does that make you guys feel?
Well, it feels good, man. We haven't fought in the same card in like over a year.
Over a year?
Since the amateur
Go ahead and
scene.
make that microphone your best friend. No,
Well, we
cool.
haven't fought in the same card in like about a year in the amateur scene since last year.
You guys have
we
a...
were looking forward to this.
Who's going to get to fight first kind of bet?
Yes, my brother's going to fight first.
Okay.
Yeah,
How
I'll be
far
on.
between fights are you guys going to be?
I'm fighting second fight of the night, so I'll be in and out.
Okay.
I mean, that's my game plan.
Yeah.
So are you going to hang out
I'm
for
probably
his?
before my training partner Art Hernandez, which is also going to fight. So we have 4 fighters. So it's going to be him, Anthony, and it's going to be me, and it's going to be Art Hernandez. So we got to space
okay.
it in
Art
between.
Hernandez, that's not our Art, is it?
No, you're thinking of RCN guy.
Oh, yeah, and I was thinking about Becerra.
Oh,
Mighty Mouse.
yeah.
The Mexican Mighty Mouse?
Talking about
That's
The Warhorse.
Oh, okay,
Art
okay.
Hernandez.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, so they're going to space it in between to give our coaches time to
There you go.
prep and
Warm us
get
up
you
in
warmed
between,
up and stuff
yeah.
good.
So I got number 2 and he got number 4. So
Oh, okay. Okay. I dig it. I mean, and I see that tandem. It works because actually November 9th, and we'll be talking about later on in the show, Kilo, the Kid Madera, he's going to be co-main at Stockton, California. And his younger brother, Hector Madera, he's on the same card. And so they kind of work together as far as showing support and what have you. And we'll talk about that later on in the show because I do want to get in depth about that card. We'll be talking about that card. So you're going on number 2. And it's something you've been dreaming about. And now it's finally here, a professional contract, making your professional debut. Has it changed your training at all, your motivation, or to you, is it just another training camp?
for me, it's just another training camp, but I also added a lot of tools to my arsenal. Actually, I'm throwing a lot of elbows and knees now, so I'm getting a little fancy. I'm throwing some flying knees and stuff, things that I can use now that I can knock people out with.
Oh, exactly, because you were restricted in the amateurs. How colorful was your amateur career? How many amateur fights did you have? Oh, you just jumped right in the pros.
Yeah, we didn't amateur.
Well, I mean, the nightclub beating those guys up, that kind of counts as amateurs, right?
Bouncing what it do, yeah. The most we had back then was camo didn't exist yet, so it was just a CSAC. They'd bring you up. They'd have like a semi-pro guy or a pro guy come down and say, okay, here you're gonna do some rolling. You're going to do some light sparring, and we'll kind of just see where you're at, see how you do. They just wanted to watch and make sure you weren't going to go in there and get your head kicked off and be like, okay, we'll sign off. Then they kind of started to find that somebody came up with the idea that they can make money off of it. And somebody said, hey, wait. Why are we doing this for free?
Yeah.
We can create a whole new section, like a whole new thing, and now we can require it. So gone are the days of if you could fight and you thought you could fight, lace up, get in. Now it's you have to have amateur fights. You have to have an amateur record.
Right.
You have to. It's just the state just found more ways to make money.
Yeah, and they're always finding a way. And at the end of the day, they are looking out for your better interests.
They are, but they could do it. They were doing it before.
Right.
Why? What changed? It was just money. That's all.
Yeah. I'm going to ask our PR guy real quick. Is that the correct time? That way I know? We're good at that? That was the first 12? Man, it's flying by, man. Flying by. We're going to get into discussion here, and we got a minute before we take a commercial break, but I want to talk about Little Brother. Leading up to this pro debut, you are undefeated fighter, correct?
Yes, correct.
And Older Brother, what's your record?
I am 2-1.
2-1. 2-1. Man, I always want to think that you're maybe 12-2 or something, man. Because when you go in there, you're pretty seasoned for that. How many amateur fights did you have before your professional career?
2-0, and I just left.
Oh, and you just bounced. You just jumped right in there.
They all been first round, so I still haven't gave anybody a show.
Yeah.
I still haven't gave anybody a show. I haven't
Could
shown
be based on
anybody
his
what I can do.
performance.
Yeah.
Could just be
Yeah.
his performance based. That when he goes out there, you're like, dude,
Well, he's ready.
That's not like a third fight. Like that seems like he's had 10 fights.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and I'm going to talk about.
I've been wrestling since I was young.
Oh, well,
That's
there
why.
it is
So
there. Then
this
you've been
has-
competing
yeah,
for you were young.
This has been my my hobby. You know, everybody has a hobby they go and do after school. While wrestling, contact boxing, this was me.
And that was you. And now that hobby is someday gonna pay your bills and get you to that extra level.
Retire my dad.
There you go. Yeah, I want to talk to you about that because that statement that you made. And we're going to talk about that. We're going to be coming right back here on commercial break. Remember, the Fighter's Voice, Rich Ortiz, Co Escovedo, the Avalos Brothers, knocking out the competition here on the Fighter's Voice Knockout Radio.
Hey guys, it's Cole Train from the Fighter's Voice. Don't forget, if you want to grab yourself a t-shirt, we're giving these away for $25 a piece. Front, back, not going to get just a front logo. This is nice, guys. I'm telling you, $25. Go to our website today. You'll be able to pick one out. You support the show, you support the fans, you support the fighters, and you help show your voice by showing support for the Fighter's Voice, guys. Pick up a t-shirt today.
Like we were talking about, Jose made a statement, hey, retire my father, buy him a new truck. And I remember that conversation. It was with you, Chris.
Yeah.
We just did a fight. I say we because I'm part of the whole Land Shark team. I'm part of the whole Avalos team. You know what I mean? I got a gi in the car. I'll put it on right now and we can roll. So you're really not missing your practice. We can get down when I get off the mic. Just letting you know.
We're rolling.
Now, we're rolling and tapping the whole thing. Yeah, we do it. We'll have a good time, man. So, and I remember I interviewed you, and you came off a successful victory. And actually, the guy that you fought, he was mocking you. When they introduced him, he started doing the Land Shark. Or in the middle. I don't know if he did the introduction or the fight. And that seemed to get your juices flowing. But at the very end, you said, my future is to get my dad a new truck and to retire him. So this isn't just, and your brother said hobby. You said this isn't just a hobby to me. I'm in it to win it. I'm in it to grow. And you were just fired up because that was a successful victory. And as always, I think, it was a first round knockout or second?
Yeah, that was a first round TKO / tap out. Tapping out from strikes.
That was for the state title, right?
Yeah.
Your bout and the state title was up for grabs. Yeah. Tell me how important your dad means to you.
My dad, it's the most important thing right now for me in my life. You know, he's been there since the start, and I go to work with them, and I see a lot of struggle. And my dad's always wanted a new truck. You feel me? He's never had the funds to get it. Yeah. My brother's always trying to help him out and get it, but it just never happens. You know, the Toyota Tacoma. You feel me? That's the one that he's always wanted, and I just see that. And I want a truck too, but my dad's gonna come first.
Yeah, absolutely.
When we get that paper, we get that money. Yeah. You know, me and my brother, we're freaking booming right now. So we're coming with everything.
I'm sure we can find like a local dealership.
That's what I'm saying.
Somewhere in the valley that's like, we got a Toyota Tacoma. We'd love to be a sponsor or something.
I've seen it happen, brother.
It's got to be someone out there. There's got to be a local dealership somewhere.
There ain't yet. There will be.
Yeah. Hey, man. To the UFC, there'll be.
Anybody out there that can help out with the Toyota Tacoma? What colors your dad want? Because we don't want to just take anything. What colors do you want?
The white.
A white one. Okay. It doesn't have to have rims, but make sure it has tires. 4 pops. We're gonna make sure he drives around in a brand new truck. You're out there, make it possible. Reach out to The Fighter's Voice. Get a hold of us at The Fighter's Voice. Go to the website, thefightersvoice.com, at gmail.com. Get a hold of us. Get a hold of Avalos Brothers. Let's make it happen, man. Let's be there and give the keys to him together. I want to talk about older brother right here. So you said you were willing and trying to help out your father, and for some reason it just didn't happen. You have the same drive too. Tell me, how close are you to your father?
Man, my dad, he's my best friend. I work with him as well. We talk a lot, and I still go up to him and hug him and kiss him. So that's how much love I have for my dad still. I'm not embarrassed because I'm 26. I'm not going to go and hug him no more like that. No, I'm humble. This is my dad. This is my heart. This is my
take over, Cole.
Him before anything.
That's the kind of support that builds good work ethic. It's having good, strong foundations, good bonds, knowing responsibilities, work ethic. If you guys both take time to work with him and stuff, and you can see what he's going through and stuff, and to have that want to give him a truck, you clearly appreciate what good work ethic is, which means your success in the ring, your success in the gym and stuff is, he might not say it, but it's a clear reflection of his teachings and the way he raised you guys. So just that, for those of you who don't get sometimes where you get your support from your family and for fighters and stuff, this is what we're talking about. Like, to have strong support values and support systems at home. It's good to have a good team, but to have the kind of bond that these, especially being brothers too, dude, that's like even a better plus. It's a good family support system to have, and you rarely get to see that. And it's good to see guys that appreciate that and know what positions their parents have been able to put them in. You get so many people that was just like, oh, I did this. You did, but you wouldn't have been able to if not for this. Just, you don't have to go and buy them a Rolls Royce or something, but just at least acknowledge that. And you guys are doing like above and beyond that. So it's good. It's good.
That's that's very wonderful, Jose. I'm gonna touch on something real personal, okay? My son would always say, "Dad, you're my best friend." So I know how that feels and know what it means to like want to do something for somebody. So for that inspiration, take it, fly with it, and rock with it, man. Completely, 100%. Don't let anything stop you, and don't ever let anything change that love and that respect that you have for Pops, because Pops is a very fortunate man. He got 2 boys, young and strong and pushing for him. So it's not just you two, it's the whole team, man. So now I see where that desire comes from every time you guys are in that cage, locked in that cage, man. I really feel bad and for your opponents, man, because you're about to lay it on them. Talk to us about November 9th and what it means to you, your whole family to be there. The stage is set for you guys to perform, to continue to move forward, not just individually, but now as a team, the brothers.
On November 9th, just know I'm going to walk out with the Salvadorian flag, and that flag is to honor my dad.
Oh, that's
because
right.
he's Salvadorian, and I want to make him feel proud. That's why it's the Avalos Brothers. This is for my dad. This is his last name. And then this fight means everything to me. I was looking to have 4 fights by the end of this year, and this will be my 3rd, and hopefully I could fit in Combate America if I come out injury-free, just to let y'all know.
We can talk about that.
I'm glad you brought that up, because we're going to be doing
that.
something. Actually, we're trying to work out one of the main guests coming in next week, and that's our PR guy. He's really running with it. Right now, he likes to be addressed as a visible man, but that's okay, man. It's okay. But I'd like to see that. I know 1 fight at a time, but I'm looking forward to that now, and I know that's going to be a real big event. What weight are you competing at? That's one thing I didn't ask you.
I'm competing at 135 pounds bantamweight.
And before, you said you would always wrestle. Is that your normal weight? Did you move up, or did you drop any weight?
I started at 27, and my senior year I was at 135. So now I was 17. Now I'm 26, and I'm still 135.
Oh yeah, you're a young 26. What about you, Chris?
I only wrestled my freshman year because I didn't make grades.
Oh, you
but
didn't?
when I was wrestling my freshman year, I learned a lot. You know, I was with the big brother right here. He was
Yeah.
a senior, and I was a freshman, and I was in varsity. Little guy, 103 pounds. And boom, I just boomed, and now I'm bigger than my
Where did that growth
bigger than
spurt
my
come
brother.
from? Pops, mom, uncle, or anybody in the family?
Nah, I'm the tallest one in my family.
Horse meat?
You know?
Horse meat? Yeah. Eating.
My dad's my brother's height. You know?
Oh, okay.
So-
Okay. You know, we were talking later on in the earlier in the show, and you started busting out in Spanish, man. Anytime you want to address your native tongue, man, feel free. There's no restriction here, man. That's one thing about the Fighter's Voice. It's a platform to express yourself. As long as you're not going to say, hey, I'm going to go do this to our...
Yeah.
Just say that for the podcast, okay? Remember, you're on the radio show.
Remember,
yeah.
fan base has no language barrier.
Absolutely. And hearts will get you forward on every single thing that you need to accomplish in life. There you go. Yeah, I heard some kind of noise right there.
Okay, el plan para esta pelea es entrar en el primer round y salir sin injuries para poder pelear en el segundo mes que sigue, en diciembre. So, para toda mi gente que está escuchando, ya saben, en el primer round no va a pasar el primer round. Vamos a ganar.
Toda la gente que soporta la raza, aquí andamos, los Avalos Brothers. Vamos a ir a pelear en el Tachi Palace Casino en noviembre 9. Ahí vamos a andar. Si quieren tickets, los hablan a nosotros o persíguenos en Instagram a los Avalos Brothers. Ya sabes, vamos a pelear duro, a agarrar un knockout en el primer round porque así entrenamos y así peleamos.
Dude, that was like a whole promo spot in Spanish. No shit. I picked up most of that. That was just like, I'm going to beat this fight really fast. It's going to be on like the first friggin' round.
Absolutely.
And then here, it's just like, here's where we're fighting. Here's when we're doing it. Here's the Avalos Brothers. Check it out. Like, that was like a whole promo spot for the Palace right now for Spanish TV.
Well, let me tell you something right now before you beat up my ears with that loud voice.
Oh, dude, right?
Only on the Fighter's Voice Knockout Radio. Our PR guy is not going to come running in here and say, oh, no, you can't say that. You can't talk that language to my viewers and my listeners. We have a platform. We do what we need to do for you, the viewers, the listeners. This platform belongs to you. It's your show. I don't have to remind you every single time, but ladies and gentlemen, once again, it is your show. So
Just gave him a whole free commercial.
I just did, huh?
Yeah,
Hey,
we
why don't you
just
come
do
in
it,
and
man.
tell us, because we did have a segment called Cole's Corner. So address your questions for Cole Escovedo, because it's called Cole's Corner. So you can get on the train, have some fun, and just answer those questions. And believe me,
The
use
train
it.
needs writers. I'm just saying.
It does, man, because use all that experience. You're not just answering a bonehead question, one chair quarterback rather.
Armchair quarterback.
Yeah,
I
but
love that, man.
you've been in the cage, and matter of fact, when they ask dumb questions, you feel like putting them back in the cage.
You know, like I said before, man, there's really no dumb question. It's
That's true.
Even if I've been asked the same question 20 times, that person has never heard the answer when they ask me the question.
Well, Cole, tell us why they should ask you a question. Tell us in 20 seconds and take us into commercial.
Man, Cole's Corner. You want to know some more about MMA? If you want consulting ideas, like, hey, I was thinking about doing this fight, or I was thinking about going in this direction, or this gym, or this, or.
And that's managed by the fighter's voice.
What do I know about backstage? I was thinking about doing this at a show. What do you think? If you were a fighter, what would you want? This and that. So, dude, if you have questions, I don't care what question is it. I mean, keep it askable, but
keep it clean, and we'll be coming right back here on the Fighter's Voice Knockout Radio.
Hi, I'm Jose Avalos.
I'm Bob Arum.
Hi, I'm Robert Garcia, and I'm with the Fighter's Voice.
The only radio show knocking out the competition. The Fighter's Voice Radio Show.
And we're back here in Fresno, California, Matt Productions Studios. And you know what? I want to say what's up to KP. He's up in here, man. Engineering, filming, producing, diving on the floor, hurting himself. Because the man, he's actually a professional stuntman. So you see all these guys in these movies, and you see him get the snot out of them, and then you see The Rock turn around, and he goes, there he goes, down. That was all KP. Even though my man's 5'2", it doesn't matter. You know, angle shots, camera shots, and, you know, and he's Asian. He does all the stunts for The Rock, man. He really does. So I want to throw it out there. No, but I do want to plug KP, man. I mean, he's out there. He knows what he's doing. So come down to Mad Studios and Productions. Bring your checkbook, and we'll be more than wanting and willing to help you. We'll give you more and above to have your career grow, because I know people are into acting. They're into broadcasting. They're into makeup. They're into dancing. They're into modeling. The list goes on, and I'm never shy about giving props or a commercial when it's due. Now, it's time, ladies and gentlemen. I hear the train coming. I hear something around the corner. Ladies and gentlemen, the UFC veteran, the Apache Kid, Mr. Co-host with the most, Cole Escobedo. Take it away, my man.
Man, I love it. We got to work on that. We'll get it in there. We'll get the Cole train going. It'll be awesome. We'll have like the graphics and stuff.
We need some Cole in there.
Couple things real quick just to kind of talk about. One of the big things was that I've seen a lot of people talking and interviews with Cormier and things he's said. So I'm starting to get on the bus of he's sleeping on Lewis,
bro.
Like
he doesn't seem confident.
Yeah,
he does not seem confident. He's already making excuses before it happens.
I don't like that either, but I think the excuses might be like foreshadowing to the idea of when
camera needs to go. I mean, I'm sorry.
When he doesn't take him seriously, it'll happen, and he'll have that as like but it was my hand. When it was reality was you just thought like what everybody else thought at first. This is a last minute lower level opponent that is just being used for production and entertainment value, which I get that they should like get on that freaking train while it's going. Like there's momentum behind this client. Let's go. They have this $1 million promoting machine. Why not use it? Momentum's there. But at the same time, I think everyone's just sleeping on Lewis. I think a lot of people, especially Cormier, is just sleeping on him. They're just looking at him as what he's been advertised at, which is a lower level opponent thrown out there last minute when it's going to happen Saturday. But
that's exactly what he's looking for. Look past me.
Yeah, and that's what he's hoping. But everybody forgets, dude, he just came off of a camp. This isn't like, hey, dude, I know you're on your couch. I know you've been sitting around for like a month or something in between when you're expecting to fight again. We told you it'd be like January. So, but hey, no, this was, hey, great fight tonight. Yeah. Do you want? So
absolutely.
No one's taking it seriously. You're just taking a race car that has already been built for a certain race. It raced, nothing blew, nothing broke, nothing, and there's a race next weekend.
And he's walking around with some sledgehammers and with the confidence.
Exactly. He knows he can get dinged on hard and still muscle through. So dude, I honestly think you might hear Bruce Buffer saying, I really do, dude. Like, I'm gonna get on the Lewis train and stay there just because of the fact that I think too many people are underestimating the whole scenario. They're just looking at what you've seen on TV. They're not looking at the whole scenario of what entails behind the scenes right now.
With 2 minutes 30 of the second round.
Man, there's something there. So you're calling it in a second. So you're calling about halfway through the second?
I'm calling a second. I mean, he's going to be winging the first round.
Yeah,
Daniel's going to try to take him down. I don't know if Daniel recovers after he gets hit.
No, Cormier's got a chin. But I don't think it'll be as expected. I don't think it'll be as easy. Yeah. I think he's going to get stung, and he's going to be like, oh, well, we weren't expecting that.
I see Daniel pushing the action, though, and taking it to him, but those are some slouch.
Javier Mendez is no slouch. Mendez knows. Bob Cook knows. Those guys up at AK, if they agreed to the fight, they're like...
well, there's a plan in place. Let's talk about it. There's a plan in place. And rumor has it, if Jones wins, he's going to slide over and fight your WWE guy.
Talk to me about Jones right now. Jones can kiss my ass. And I said it, too. I don't care.
Yeah.
You tell him I said it. I don't care. He'll beat me up. I already know you can beat me up, John. But the point is, dude, you've abused and wasted so much opportunity. It's just the way it is, period.
Well, not only that, and let's be selfish too for a little while. He cheated us, the fans, and some great fights.
He cheated the fans. He cheated his opponents out. He cheated the promotions out. He cheated friends and family who supported him. People that were just. He was so held to such a high pedestal. Which at some point, I get it, bro. It's not 100% your fault. I get that. Okay, I get that.
It's not his fault.
You can only but you can only be held so high before that pedestal starts to wobble. Yeah. And no matter how balanced you try to make it, if you don't have the proper support system around you, it's going to wobble. It's just the way it is.
I heard it's been wobbling for a while. Matter of fact, Joe Soto got to get you on the show, and we can talk about that because you guys were roomies in college. Got to get you back on here. So also you can push your podcast, MMA Math. Joe Soto got to get your butt over here. Most of all, get well. Get so you're not injured.
Right. Now, but the Jones thing, and then outside of the whole Cormier thing, more trade talk with the Askren thing about other things that DJ will be doing over in Japan.
Yeah. So what's going on with that?
Well, he's going to have it's going to be some Muay Thai fights, other what are they calling it? Other combat sports as part of the one agreement. So you got to remember, you're taking a guy who was as promoted as they could do it, as much as they could do with him. His genre here just isn't here. Now you take DJ overseas.
Yeah.
Do they love him over there?
Yeah.
They love him over there. The little guy is going to make so much stupid money, dude. Like so much money. Just there's going to be commercials. There's going to be endorsements. It's going to be anything they can get him on.
And he was doing really well with endorsements and commercials, and especially endorsing some PlayStation games.
Well, Xbox and whatever Reebok deals and stuff like that they had. But he was really restricted on that.
Yeah.
Now the door is wide open. Every offer Matt Heyman's had to turn down. Everything Matt's had to turn away for DJ. Every opportunity, every offer, turn them down. Now it's just like, what do you want to do? Japan and they're going to allow just about anything, or they're just going to pull him into their existing contracts and say, you're now on the payroll. Like, he's going to make tons.
Yes,
he's never going to want to come back.
Yeah.
And then Ben Askren, did you see his video?
Dude, he's already talking smack.
Did you see his video, dude?
No, I didn't see his video.
That is the most, dude, bro, okay.
Did you post it?
Dude, I think I shared it, but I will give you nothing if props for being a Chael Sonnen clone.
Oh, there you go, man.
So
we need more of those.
He's taking the blueprint and he's trying to make it work for him. The problem is, dude, somebody did it already. They did it better.
Yeah.
You're just not, I don't think he's quite as excited enough. Now, he might surprise us. He might come in the UFC and be like, I've been working on these hands. Come get these hands. So we don't know. We'll see. Right now, my aspect is he's just going to be a Chael Sonnen clone. And as far as Chael would be considered, he'll just be so what?
Not bad, bro.
Anthony Hamlet said it back in the day. You can take any guy and make them undefeated if you give them the right opponents.
Yeah, that's true there, man.
So being undefeated with a guy like that's not exciting tells me you've never taken real risk.
That's true, too. But it also tells me a great work with the management team and the promotion team. But I talk about this. If you're all done here, I want to talk about this. Yeah. Listen, Dana White grabbed it out of the baseball. We're training for players now. In baseball, you trade for players, but now in mixed martial arts, you're training. So you're fighting for Tachi, and I'm going to trade you over here to Bellator. I'm going to trade you over from Bellator over here to UFC. You know what I mean? I mean, we're just doing that now. I mean, it's like we're moving parts, and we're not moving it. You do like it.
I like it.
You like it because it opens it up for brand new challenges. And exactly.
Different fighters from different promotions that you want to see on different promotions, fight different fighters, different champions. Champion versus champion, you know? It's always exciting to see.
Two things. One, Dana White wasn't the first one to do that, by the way.
Okay, well, school me. Who was?
Scott Coker.
Oh, that's right.
He used to do that back in the day with Strike Force and Japan fighters all the time.
Yes.
There was
Grace.
Yeah, it would be like Strike Force versus so-and-so, and they would have the Strike Force logo next to the fighters on that card that night. And it would like, so that, he started that. Second, I don't know how much involvement he had on that. Like, I think that was pretty much just a consulting spot for him.
He could have said no, and
the owners themselves
said, "Take my headache away."
No, he probably had the connections and already the existing relationships with everyone, and they're like, "Hey." The owners themselves that bought that place probably said, "Hey, we want to start trying some stuff."
Yeah.
DJ is going to make out like a bandit.
No, I think he is. I want to ask you. So we talked about training camp. We talked about the moving parts. How was training camp? And was it the same as a previous training camp? Was there anything different? And if you can, share with us. You got a minute 45, but we'll come back and touch on it.
Wow, this training camp has been really, really good, and my cardio has been outstanding. I can feel it. The doctor approved on it. He checked my heart and he said, "You're good. Are you eating right? You're in shape?" And I said, "Yes." Well, what we have done different in this training camp, we implemented our coach, Rudy Cruz. He's a boxing coach. He's with Daniel Cormier right now. And we implemented Jody Morgan from Doc's Gym. He's our strength and conditioning coach, and he's really putting that strength in to get us
He's
through
more
the
than
fight
just
camp.
a coach. He's more like an older brother, like a mentor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's
he
the
feeds us
brother.
with nothing with fire.
He feeds us with fire at 6 a.m. We get through our day like nothing. Like, we already took over the world at 6 a.m. By 7, we already own the world.
Shit, well, tell him to bring his ass over here and he can help us over here. Shoot, we'll take it to another
Getting
level.
up at 5 a.m., go train at 6 a.m., we'll be home by like 7:30, go to work. We even get to work late because we're out here training every morning.
Yeah.
So we're out here trying not to get caught going to work hella late and smashing. And once we get to work, by the time we're off of work, and we're still training at night.
It's Tuesday, and I have a total of 8 hours of sleep right now.
You know what? I want to. You know what?
People get 8 in a day.
Too much sleep. No, dude. I used to do 2 days too. It would be, I'd get up, take the kids to school, ride my bike to the gym,
20 seconds. Take us to commercial.
go back, man. Make sure you come check us out, guys. We're not going anywhere. Commercials like what? A minute at most.
Yeah, something
Stay
like
tuned,
that,
guys.
Man. Stay tuned, man, because the co-train is set, it's ready to go, and we're coming out.
Hi, Richard Ortiz here, your official voice of the fighter's voice. And whenever I'm watching a fight or just relaxing, Bobby Salazar's. Either this left one here or this right one here, you cannot go wrong. Whenever I want to kick back and relax and watch a fight or just something on TV or just relax, it's Bobby Salazar's. Or even the knockout salsa itself. Jose Ramirez, knockout, Bobby Salazar's salsa because it's very hot. And it's hot with that green belt, just like this green salsa right here. This is the official salsa of the fighter's voice, Bobby.
Ladies and gentlemen, the fighter's voice. This is the last segment. It's called The Last Round. And this last segment is sponsored by the Fighter's Voice Kick-Ass Podcast, which our guest just walked in the house. Later on, we're going to be recording, broadcasting, and talking to the young Anthony Aguilar, who'll be making his professional debut. You missed him in a classic with Anthony Howard. I'm going to be talking about that. Before we took commercial break, man, you hit on something, which you said you wake up in the morning at 5, you train at 6, and you're done by 7:30, and you're trying to beat traffic because you're going to the beach.
No,
you're going to your old lady's house. You're going to go play games. You're going to go kick it, go to the bar. Where are you going?
And go hammer some nails into some sheetrock and some wood. Go cut some tile, go do some labor.
Play some grout, paint some walls.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Look, I'm going to look directly at you. You know who you are and what you are and how you are. How are you going to say I need 10 sponsors, man? When we got 2 fighters right here, and we'll take the sponsorships all day long. Absolutely, it helps. It helps get the equipment. It helps nourish our body. Helps to get to the food. Makes our training camp to try to make it as comfortable as possible. But yet, you're going to sit here and ask for 10 sponsors because you're a prima donna. You're spoiled. You're selfish. You want walkout shirts. You want new shorts. Why don't you work on your game or work on yourself or get your ass to work and get a job? This is a real fighter right here until he gets the endorsements, until he gets the big contracts, until he gets recognized and noticed by the Bellators, the UFCs, the Top Ranks, the Golden Boys, the PVCs, et cetera, et cetera. Because I've worked with different fighters over and over again. I interview them, and I hear the different prima donna stories that, yes, I got my paycheck, but I need a car, but it's okay because I bought a gold chain. Yes, I got my paycheck. It's okay because, you know what, I just want to floss a little bit. And there's nothing wrong with getting some Jordans, but there's something wrong with getting some Jordans and your PG&E's about to get turned off. Or I need another sponsor, but yet you had a job opportunity, but yet I'm a professional fighter, so I want to be endorsed because I'm 5-0 with all 5 knockouts. Well, yeah, all 5 of those knockouts were dudes from freaking Save Mart and Walmart, and that's okay. It's not a cheap plug. And I've seen dudes with records of 9-7. But those 7 losses are coming from the Daniel Cormiers, the Oscar De La Hoyas, the Tommy Hearns, the GSPs of the world, and yet hey, they appreciate what they have, they work for it, and their hand isn't out like that. Enough said, had to get it off my chest. And from now on, that's going to be a new segment called Enough Said. Now, I'm proud of you guys for going to work, helping your pops out, and making time to come here on the Fighters Voice Knockout radio show, man. How does that make you feel when you see these guys and they're not working, and you know damn well they're not half the fighter or have half the heart that you have?
Answer that one, Christian. What do you feel?
Shit, I don't know, man. I just been training hard. These other fighters that don't like to get up in the morning and go train and don't even have a job, like, why are you even doing this for? You know, you gotta have that desire. Like, who wants it more? If you really want this dream, you really want it, how bad do you want it? Because I know for a damn fact your opponent's probably out there training harder than you.
Yeah. And
this fight ain't easy. You feel me? Once you're in the second, third round, you're gassing out and you're looking around for help, but no one's gonna help you. You're in that cage by yourself, and you're either gonna get knocked out or knock out. You know what I mean? And I ain't about to get knocked out or tap out, so I'm training hard, the hardest I've ever trained right now. Even though I have a couple injuries here and there, but that don't stop us. You know, that's just a mental game. At the end of the day, once you're in that cage, all that freaking adrenaline takes over, and you just becomes a land shark, you know? In and out, in there to kill and get out. That's it.
You know, I like the whole land shark thing. And I know, Big Brother, what's your nickname? What do they call you, man? Because I know there's some stirring in your mix.
They call me Stillmatic. I got the
Stillmatic.
shit right here. Stillmatic. They call me Stillmatic, and it goes off of still. They would call me Still back in the day due to my artistic background. I just do a lot of art.
Yeah.
So they would call me Still, and eventually it went to Stillmatic, and I never changed it. I ran with it.
You know, Cole, I really never asked you, or maybe I did, but you can remind me, man, where did the Apache Kid come from, the name?
Man, it was a joke.
Are you native?
Yeah. I'm actually, native.
Okay, I thought you were Chicano, bro.
No, you know what's funny is everybody thinks that.
I was going, okay.
It's I've had so many people think that. It's funny. It's the last name. I don't blame you. It started back in the day as popularity picked up at the Palace for me. Mm-hmm. It was a joke thrown around the gym. And I was just like, yeah, whatever, use it. Like, I didn't care. Like, they were like, hey, we need to write something down. I was like, whatever. Somebody yelled out something during jiu-jitsu or something. Like, oh, Apache Kid. I was like, yeah, for whatever, do that. And they wrote it, and it stuck.
Beep.
Yeah, they wrote it, and it stuck, and it carried on so much that, like, other people started using, like, monikers and stuff like that. I think Kid Yamamoto was probably the first to do something like that as far as, like, in our scenes and stuff. But that's how that started.
Oscar,
it was like as a joke.
Yeah, we got a question for you, Oscar. What's the last name? We want to hear. Okay, we want to hear the Avalos brothers that are being said here. Here are some of the questions. Christian mentioned he's getting more creative with his attack game, like throwing elbows and knees, and now he's not restricted. How has your technique sharpened, and how he used to focus for this fight as opposed to an amateur fight? I guess making the transition from amateur to professional. That question's for you, Christian.
It's just a lot more serious. There's a lot more.
Salsa.
It's just a lot more preparation to this fight. Now you're training as a professional. You're not just an amateur. Now you're pretty much going to the big league. You know, you're getting recruited to the big league. So now I'm training more knockout hits, things that are gonna catch fans. You know, I'm not trying to just go in there and be a boring fighter either. I'm trying to bust people open, you know, have blood splatter on the canvas, stuff like that, you know. That's why I'm working all these elbows and knees and just new techniques that I've always had. I just never used them because obviously I couldn't use them, and now I'm happy that I can use them.
Yeah, the rules would really restrict him. Now he's gonna have a lot more opportunities.
You're not in the small aquarium anymore. You're in the big ocean.
Yeah, instead of going to like knees to the body, and now
but you got to catch that. I just led you up to the big ocean, the land shark ocean. You feel me? Okay, Jose. You know this guy did his homework because he knows you're fighting a guy named Francisco, and he says, "How are you going to say you're going to win in the first round? How you prepared yourself and trained for this fight to make it go early? So someone's watching you, but in a slight sense, kind of disagreeing with you. It's okay, bro. You send the questions, and I'm gonna read them the way they come, bro.
It's okay, man. Man, every fight that I fought, like I said, they has ended in the first round, and every fighter that I fought has mostly had a record that's better than mine. Well, man, I just feel great. This is like I'm saying, I'm full blast right now. I'm really full blast. I was ready to fight 2 weeks ago. I touched my weight class.
So you're prepared to go the full distance, but yet you're so confident and you feel so well that, you know what, why save anything when you're just gonna let it go, correct?
Yeah. The only way I will get stopped is if I get knocked out. But I guarantee he's not. If he decides to take me down, it's over for him. The only way is if he knocks me out. That's the only way. That is the only
watching
way.
Right now, man. Because for this guy to ask a question, know exactly who you're fighting, it's okay though. You did your homework, amigo. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Only on the Fighter's Voice Knockout Radio Show. Cole, I wanted to ask you, because I started to touch on it, that, okay, how did amateurs transition to professionals? And you said no amateurs at all. Any advice you want to give to this young man? Because I'm sure you got plenty of advice from older brother about his first time walking into the cage as a professional.
Oh, man. You know, if you hadn't had
About
any,
2 minutes, let us know.
if he had any prior fights, I'd say yeah, but he's already had them. Nothing's really going to change. Maybe the training's different because he's able to use more tools. Just, I would say, don't make sure you don't run before you can walk. You know what I mean? Like, you can use these new tools now. You've never been able to use them in fights before, so remember that you don't get too overzealous with them. Like, don't be like, I can elbow you now, and just start trying to just cut them open. Remember, you got hands first. You know, if you got a scope, use your scope. Get your pistol out when you get close range. But other than that, you know, you got elbows doesn't mean you have to force the use of them or the knees. Like, it's the same thing. It's pro and amateur are different to the acceptance of training. Like, you just train a little more, you focus a little harder, and now you're moving forward in a progressive manner. But what I was going to say is, you can ask a guy all he wants what his game plan is. I could tell you what my game plan is going to be. I've had guys before tell me specifically in interviews, oh, he's going to try to triangle me. It's not going to happen. I leave you sleeping on the canvas. I could tell you what I'm going to do. It's still your job to stop me from imposing what my game plan is. This whole, I don't like to give away my game plan. Who cares? You send me an email, bro. I'll tell you exactly what my game plan is for you. I'm going to take the center of the ring. I'm going to bash you. You still have to stop me from doing it. It doesn't matter. So I love hearing questions like that, and you should never be afraid to fully answer those questions, because at the end of the day, if you say, oh, my game plan is to take you down and tap you out and KT, well, great, dude, I know you're a wrestler. That was pretty much what I expected your game plan to be anyway. I still have to stop it. You ain't going to stop it. If the guy's going to do it, he's going to do it to you. So.
Just like McGregor knew that Khabib was going to take him down.
Exactly.
Could he stop it?
Well, he stopped it one time. I'll go to bat for McGregor right now. He stopped it one time, man, and he stopped it by tapping out. He made him stop. No, he still didn't stop.
Did make him quit.
He still didn't stop.
Did make him quit.
And you know what? We're still not going to stop. We're going to knock out these bills right now. Take a commercial break. Come back here on the Fighter's Voice Knockout Radio. And remember, we're knocking out the competition in Fresno, California, going global, baby.
Hi, I'm Jose Ramirez.
I'm Bob Arum.
Hi, I'm Robert Garcia, and I'm with the Fighter's Voice.
The only radio show knocking out the competition. Fighter's Voice Radio Show.
Yes, the Fighter's Voice Knockout Radio. Why? Because we're knocking out the competition, plain and simple, period. No restrictions, just a bloodbath of aftermath on the vocals. Voiceography at its finest. Every fighter has a voice, and so do the Avalos Brothers. Jose, between commercial, my man, I was getting ready to slip in the mouthpiece. You were ready to go. I feel bad for your opponent. You were ready to go. You're getting ready to make him tap out or snore. Tell us about that excitement. I mean, you're like a kid in a candy store, man.
I get excited, man. I just did a jiu-jitsu tournament last month or so, and I had 8 men in front of me.
Yeah.
I took 2 silvers and a gold. I did the gi and absolute no gi. I did all divisions basically. I went for broke, and I did good. So what is 8 men and compared to 1? These guys were gassing.
Yeah.
And I was going back to back to back to back, and they were gassing with So I expect this guy to gas.
Again, you guys are a different breed. I say that only because I'm even a dying breed. It's a big plug-in for that, a dying breed. Because you don't sit here and wait between fights and fights. You keep yourself active. You keep yourself trained and ready. And I like that.
Yeah.
More opportunities for you guys to compete.
Always
Some people pass
ready.
it. Always be ready for that phone call.
Like, you don't have to be training twice a day, every day, 6 days a week in between camps, but every day you should be training.
Yeah.
In between fights until you get something. And then what you do is you just pick it up a notch. That's all you're doing. That way you're not like, we got to push really hard to get in shape. And then you're cutting down your camp. And 8 weeks is to get prepared for that specific opponent, not to get in shape. That's a lot of people make that misconception, man. It's not 8 weeks to get ready for that opponent.
Hey, man, a fighter always stays ready for that phone call. And it's funny, I'll share with you. It's kind of off topic, but I text Lee Samuels today from Top Rank Boxing. I said, my man, I'm just a phone call away. He goes, I know you are. He goes, just stay ready. And I'm like, okay. But he didn't reply after that, but it's okay. He knew that I'm in existence. He knows that we still have a relationship, that I'm still there, man.
Keep the line of communication open.
Absolutely, man. Land shark, my man. Where did the land shark really come from, man? I mean, you biting people, sticking people, or what are you doing? The bloodbath? I heard you talk about bloodbath before. I mean, I've seen you in action, but I want the viewers and listeners to know.
Man, I'm strangling people out. I'm strangling people. As soon as we get to the ground, the shark's biting their legs off, taking their necks off. That's it, man. That's why I got the name the Land Shark, because as soon as they put me with a bigger opponent, smaller opponent, doesn't matter the size, the Land Shark's coming to get him. You know, that's where the song comes. Dun, 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 dun,
That's what's so. We're gonna have to get a remake like that. Exactly.
Put me on.
It's okay to have fun. Do you remember a certain interview I did with you? I mean, you had me so fired up. A certain word came out.
Oh yeah.
I say, hey, man,
after
make sure
the
you
fight.
edit. Yeah, after the fight, I said edit that word out because I'm doing an interview, and he had me so fired up because I usually go off their energy. There's nothing like doing a post-fight interview. They're the funnest, and it's contagious. That energy. Well, he had me fired up, man. I said, dude, you just knocked him the. Oh man,
how'd you feel, man? How'd you feel after that?
I felt good.
Felt the energy, though.
I felt the energy, and then he goes, woo. And you started doing your interview. Yeah, I remember that, man. And we can see the unedited version coming up right here. Man,
still haven't posted it.
Time flies right now. In 10 seconds each, gentlemen, how do we stay in contact with you?
You can add me on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram at Alejandro_Avalos135.
Follow me on Instagram, LandShark170.
Cole, what's your Instagram?
I
I did that on purpose, man. At the
Facebook,
Apache
Christian
Kid.
Avalos.
At the Apache
Shout out
Kid.
to all the sponsors.
Our
Name 'em.
sponsors. I like to shout out Coach Mike Moreno, Rafa Verado, Jody Morgan,
Yeah.
and Rudy Cruz. And my sponsors, Corral Cafe, Dogs Gym, Barrios Express, RKJ, Designer Genetics, Paper Chase, Fiesta Auto Insurance, No Town Farms, Leo Bland's Barbershop, Nico 9, Star 1, Iridium Sports Agency, and Fat Bobby's Cuts.
And Coco's Daycare.
Oh,
That's
Iridium.
what's
I know
up.
Iridium.
Yeah. Jeremy Lucha's attached with that.
Yeah.
The dark side.
Yeah.
And you know what? All you sponsors that you thank, you guys can come over here too to the Fighter's Voice. We'll put you all over right here, man. I mean, seriously, we'll take you, and we'll take the daycare one too, man. Yeah. The daycare.
Oh,
The
You're a daycare sponsor? I like that. Dude, I like
what's up,
that.
man, for the kids.
Dude, I like that. You gotta
They
show
need
up
to have-
after the fight.
They need to have like a daycare for adults. You know what I mean?
They do. It's called bars.
Drop you off.
Dude, it's called bars.
The after party.
Nah, right?
After party, yeah.
The after party. There's what it is right there.
The post-fight daycare.
The post-fight daycare. Listen, man, you guys are all work, and it's okay to have fun. It's okay to laugh. That is a great medicine. It's great motivation. Just being around you guys, we've never had a dull conversation. We never did. And from the first time that I watched you fight, I kind of turned my back a little bit, and before I know it, you're beating somebody up on the ground. And I said, there's something about that kid. But brother was floating around all the time, and I didn't know you guys were brothers when I saw him fight at Tachi. But I saw you all fired up. You were kind of coaching him and going. You were kind of in the cage with him. So then I noticed the closeness, and then we put the two and two together. And I wanted to get that interview when I saw you at the last 559 fights. Big plug for Jeremy Lucha and Joe, my man who wants to beat me up.
Perez?
Joey Perez, yeah.
So beat you up. Have you guys talked about that?
No, we're going to talk about it November 9th, though. We're going to talk about it.
Oh,
November
okay.
9th.
When you gonna go on the show?
Eggs and bacon, yeah.
Eggs and bacon.
Plug the fighter's voice.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
What's that?
Eggs and bacon with Joy and then / Fighter's Voice.
Well, absolutely.
We're trying to set up an exhibition match between us two.
No, the fighter's voice, eggs and bacon / tacos. And then we'll get it on.
You know you guys are gonna have to have that conversation, right?
Well, I mean, it's an easy conversation.
Tacos.
It's an easy conversation. Either you can or you can't. I can. He can't. So that's where the conversation is going to go. Now, we're going to have fun on the Eggs and Bacon Show. You got to hype up the show, man. November 9th, tune into the Eggs and Bacon Express with Joey. The Fighter's Voice will be there, and I have a whole team, Joey. I'm not coming just by myself, man. You'd be surprised who comes in the studio. I'll bring KP with you. He'll body slam you. Remember, he's a stunt man. You can bring Jeremy. I'll bring
Muscle.
I'll bring Cole. And I know Jeremy.
Friggin'
Jeremy,
muscle.
what up, baby?
Got something for you.
Nothing but you got
Oh,
something for us.
snap.
Ooh. Oh, that's what I'm talking
We
about
got
right there, baby.
t-shirts.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, hell yeah.
Need him in the
Hell
Need him
yeah.
right now.
Nice.
what I'm talking
I like
about,
that.
baby.
They got
They're
bags and
long
everything?
sleeves, so it's appropriate
dude.
to the weather as well.
Wow. Oh, man.
I like that, dude.
Oh, that's a great package right there.
That is. That's
Packaging-
nice. That's
packaging's
smart.
everything.
I like
That's
that.
right there. That's what's up
Packaging's
right there,
everything.
baby, all day long.
Now I can see. You know what else I can see in here?
can you see?
You know what else I see here? I see tickets. You know what I mean?
Tickets,
Like
a
when you
whole
have,
package.
Absolutely.
like
Absolutely.
buy your tickets from me.
With the shirt.
You get a shirt. You get tickets. It comes in the bag. All that stuff.
Absolutely.
That's
Absolutely.
not bad.
I know what I'm going to do with mine.
I like this.
I mean, I can wear it right here, but I'm going to leave it on here for next week. So every time I'm going to put you up and say, don't forget about these brothers right here, because they're going to be getting down November 9th. They're giving it away to those that earn it, to those that want it. And I'm not talking about the shirt. I'm talking about an ass kicking. Plain and simple, period, because that's the way we do things. We give away tickets. We give away shirts. We give away answers for the questions, and these brothers I also give away ass kicking. So you
Ask
can
me about an ass kicking.
Yeah, ask me about an ass kicking. Inbox me about an ass kicking. You get your ass kicking in 1 day, 2 days, or 3 days. Do you want a minute, 2 minutes, or 3 minutes? You want to tap out, or you want to just spit out some blood by the land shark? Pick your pick, either way. You know what I mean? I mean, it's okay to have fun, man. There's no PR guy running in here shutting us down because you're only on here for 8 minutes. No, my man, you're on here for the whole show. The whole show. That's what we're doing, knocking out the competition. Cole, how was work today, my man?
I did not work today.
You didn't?
No, it's my last week of not working Tuesday night.
Why? Where are you going?
Schedule's changing. Next week I got to start bouncing out of here.
Oh,
About
well,
6:30, man.
So we got to make that happen.
I know it's gonna be rough. It's gonna be rough. It's gonna be rough. I got rough. But yeah, no, I did not work today. I've had yesterday off, and I had today off. Felt nice. I don't get to do that much. It felt nice.
No, it did feel nice, and I saw that picture of you all dressed up in a suit. I still can't recognize you sometimes, man, when you're in the suit.
Every day with a suit, man. You should see me like this is dressed up for outside of work.
I like that shirt. Let's talk about that shirt. That's vintage shirt.
Oh, that's badass. That's hella vintage.
Right, 2011.
This is it's a Summit shirt. It's one of those like you had to be at the Comic-Con to get it. Like you had to be at this Fighter Summit in Vegas to get one of these. Like I've got one, and who else knows got one? I think LeVar's got one. Somebody else got one at the same time.
LeVar Johnson?
No, Billy.
Oh, okay.
Evangelista. Okay. He's got one. He was at the summit. He was picked up by Strikeforce at the time. Okay. And he was at the same summit because they were owned at the same time.
Right.
And he was there, so he's got one. But yeah.
Right.
You got to have, dude, you had to be there to get one of these, dude.
No, I hear you. You know what we do need to change? And I'm going to let you, the viewers and the listeners, change. Between commercials, when we have some MMA guests, all you hear is sound bites by professional boxing promoters. And so you tell us who you want us to go after to get that sound bite. We'll make it happen. And the one who asked us and we got it done, we're going to set you guys up with something. The next event possible, we'll set you guys up with some ticket giveaways because we got some things coming up here, man. I don't want to drop too much, but you know, we may be giving out some Creed tickets. Oh, man, I hate when that slips out.
Did you say Creed?
Man, did
you say Creed?
Creed. I hate when that slips out, man. Dang.
Oh, the movie.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about the band. I was like, why? What did they do wrong?
No,
like, Creed, the movie, though.
That's cool. I Must Break You.
That's cool.
Yes, and we're part of that. We're part of that. Because Stitch, we're waiting for you to come back on the show. We're going to talk about the filming and how it was to be on part 2 and make it happen, my man.
Yeah,
make it happen.
He did some work with them on that.
Yes, he did, and he continues to do work. He's one of the most recognized cut man, rap man in the business, and he's down to earth, man.
He's super cool.
Down to earth. KP, he was cool when we talked to him backstage, right?
Awesome, man.
And you would never know. You would never know. But you know what? You guys know that we are knocking out the competition. Rich Ortiz with the Fighter's Voice. Remember, don't drink and drive. And as always, te quiero mucho, mijo. Richie, I love you with all my heart. It's a wrap here. Thumbs up for Richie.
Never down for the count. It's just another wrap. Thanks for listening to the Fighter's Voice Radio Show. Catch us again next week.
Same when, same how.
And always stay connected to the Fighter's Voice on social media. So, on behalf of Richard Ortiz, Cole Escovedo, our special guests, and the whole crew right here at the Fighter's Voice Radio Show, saying see ya next week, right here on the Fighter's Voice.